Guys, a shocking clue may have just changed everything we thought, but if you ask me, we are not just looking at a few random casting changes. We are standing on the edge of a massive, unprecedented cast shakeup as we head into the final week of July. We are looking at a scenario where four major players are about to arrive in town. But in exchange, four or maybe even five established residents are going to vanish from our screens entirely. Let us start with the biggest clue that has been staring us in the face: the imminent arrival of Hudson. We have heard the whispers about this mysterious businessman, but his true agenda has been kept tightly under wraps. A new detail could expose the truth about why he is really coming to town. Hudson is not just rolling in to attend a few board meetings or sip martinis at the local club. The clue lies in his immediate proximity to Michael. We know Michael has been making aggressive moves lately, especially with the shocking news that Maxie might be handing over her cosmetics company shares to him. If Hudson bypasses the usual corporate pleasantries and immediately aligns himself with Michael, it changes the entire landscape of the company. The cosmetics brand will no longer be just a beauty business. It is about to become a ruthless corporate battlefield. Let us connect the dots here, because this could explain a lot. If Hudson and Michael form a secret alliance, it perfectly explains the sudden and heartbreaking exit strategy for Maxie. Maxie has been the heart and soul of the company for years. She survived so much trauma in her past, from the nightmare with Peter to the tragic loss of Nathan. She built this brand from the ground up with Lucy and Sasha. But lately, she has been noticeably absent from the canvas. There may be more to this story than just a busy schedule. If Michael and Hudson are orchestrating a hostile takeover from the inside, Maxie might feel completely cornered and exhausted. My theory is that Maxie is going to make the devastating decision to sell all her remaining shares to Michael and leave town for good. Imagine Maxie packing up her life and moving all the way to Australia for a fresh start, leaving the corporate warfare behind. It may not be a coincidence that her storyline has gone quiet right as the ambition of Michael is flaring up to dangerous levels. And that brings us to Serena. Serena is not just dropping by for a sweet family reunion with Lucy. If Maxie bails for Australia and Michael takes control with Hudson, Lucy is going to be left completely defenseless against the ruthless tactics Michael inherited from Sonny and Edward. That's where things become interesting. Serena is going to step right into the crossfire to protect the legacy of Lucy. But guys, we have to ask ourselves, does Serena have her own hidden agenda? She might present herself as a savior for Lucy, but in a town like this, no one steps into a power vacuum without wanting a piece of the pie for themselves. Serena could easily become the most unpredictable wild card in this entire corporate war, playing Michael and Lucy against each other while securing her own financial future. But the professional life of Michael is not the only thing about to explode. His personal life is on a direct collision course with his past. We have to talk about the highly anticipated return of Sasha. Whether she is played by a new face or a returning favorite, the arrival of Sasha is going to send absolute shockwaves through the town. And here's the kicker. What if Sasha brings Daisy back? A reunion between Michael, Sasha, and Daisy would completely rewrite the current romantic trajectory for Michael. We all know his relationship with Jacinda has felt a bit flimsy, almost like a temporary placeholder during a difficult time. If Sasha is back in the picture, the purpose of Jacinda evaporates instantly. I fully expect Jacinda to read the writing on the wall and quietly pack her bags, becoming the second major departure of the month. Now, let us pivot to a detail that is incredibly suspicious. Ethan has been hovering around Ava, getting shot to protect her, and playing his usual grifter games. He is the son of Luke, meaning he has always lived on the edge, running cons and dodging bullets. But the moment the name of Hudson is officially whispered in town, I predict Ethan is going to completely panic and run for the hills. Something feels off about the sudden need for Ethan to flee. The bigger question is, what exactly is the history between Ethan and Hudson? Are we looking at a massive scam that Ethan pulled on Hudson years ago? An unpaid debt? Or perhaps a darker, more dangerous secret that Ethan is desperate to keep buried? If Hudson is secretly hunting Ethan, then Ethan has absolutely no choice but to vanish in the dead of night, making him the third character to exit the canvas this July. While Ethan is running away, someone else is rushing back to town. Marshall. We know Curtis is drowning in legal troubles, facing potential prison time for the assault on Isaiah. The return of Marshall makes perfect sense on the surface. A father coming back to support his son during a massive crisis. But nothing is ever that simple. What if Marshall is bringing back an old, buried secret that could completely shatter the family just as they are trying to hold it together? Marshall has always had a complicated past filled with misdirection, and his sudden reappearance might be the exact catalyst for a revelation that Curtis is entirely unprepared for. But guys, all of this corporate drama and family tension is just the appetizer for the absolute main course. We need to talk about the terrifying situation developing between Nina, Willow, and Drew. This is where the true, massive secret lies. Drew is regaining his mobility. He is starting to speak. He is rapidly becoming a lethal threat to the freedom of Willow. We know Nina is absolutely desperate to protect her daughter, and she has been plotting with Jack to neutralize Drew. But what happens when the blackmail leverage falls through? What happens when Nina is pushed to the absolute brink of sanity? My massive theory is that someone is going to snap, and we are going to witness a shocking crime that will force either Nina or Willow off the canvas entirely. Picture this incredibly tense scenario. Nina arranges for Drew to sit by the lake, supposedly to watch Scout practice swimming. But Drew, in his arrogant and provocative way, reveals to Nina that he can speak, taunting her about his impending revenge on Willow. In a moment of pure, blinding panic and maternal desperation, Nina snaps. She pushes the wheelchair of Drew straight into the dark, murky waters of the lake. It is a moment of sheer horror, a desperate, violent attempt to permanently silence the man who is threatening to destroy the life of her daughter. But as we all know, the truth always floats to the surface eventually. If this theory holds true, the aftermath will be absolutely devastating for everyone involved. If Nina is caught for the attempted murder of Drew, she will lose everything. She will be stripped of her freedom, ripped away from her budding romance with Jack, and sent straight to a maximum security prison. This would be the fourth major departure of the month. Nina would become the ultimate sacrificial lamb, giving up her own life and happiness to ensure that Willow remains free to raise her children and continue her career as a politician. But would Willow be able to live with that immense guilt, knowing that her mother threw her own life away to cover up the original crime that Willow committed against Drew? Or what if the secret twists in the completely opposite direction? What if Nina tries to take the fall, but the police, led by a newly reinstated and highly suspicious Anna, see right through the fabricated lies? If the evidence definitively points back to Willow, not just for the hit-and-run framing orchestrated by Brooke Lynn, but for the original brutal attack on Drew, then Willow is the one who goes down. Imagine the absolute shockwaves if the Golden Girl Willow is arrested, denied bail, and sent to prison. That would mean Willow is the one exiting the canvas, leaving Michael to raise the kids alone while he ruthlessly takes over the cosmetics company. The irony is thick. Willow would become just like Nell, the very woman Tracy recently compared her to. Either way, a mother-daughter bond is about to be shattered by the cold, hard bars of a prison cell. Think about the massive ripple effect this will have across the entire town. If Maxie is gone, Lucy is fighting a losing battle against Michael and Hudson. If Jacinda is gone, Sasha and Michael are left to navigate a highly complicated reunion amidst his corporate ruthlessness. If Ethan is gone, Ava is left without her quirky protector, potentially exposing her to even more danger from the machinations of Sunny. And if either Nina or Willow is locked away, their respective families will be plunged into an absolute civil war over who is to blame for the tragedy. Every single alliance is about to be tested, broken, and rewritten in the span of a few short weeks. We are essentially watching a massive chessboard being rearranged in real time right in front of our eyes. The writers are clearing the deck, removing the players who no longer fit the narrative. Maxie, Jacinda, Ethan, and either Nina or Willow, to make room for this entirely new era of Hudson, Serena, Sasha, and Marshall. Every single clue, from the secret meetings of Michael to the nervous glances of Ethan, points to a coordinated narrative explosion. We are not just guessing here. We are hunting down the hidden motives and secret agendas that drive these characters to do the unthinkable. We are peeling back the layers of deception to find the raw truth underneath. We may be looking at the beginning of something huge, guys. A complete transformation of the landscape. The truth could be closer than anyone realizes, and someone may not be ready for what's coming next. Will the ambition of Michael cost him his soul? Will Ethan outrun his dark past? Will the desperate love of Nina for her daughter be her ultimate undoing? I am keeping my eyes glued to the screen, and you should too. Let me know in the comments below which character are you most excited to see arrive and whose departure will break your heart the most. Stay tuned, because this summer is about to get dangerously hot.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.